On February 1, 2024, at Roppongi Hills in Minato, Tokyo, everyone is living in peace and tranquility. However, in front of TV Asahi headquarters are a group of terrorists, making their comeback after 15 years.
Kamen Rider Gavv Gotchard Geats meets Kamen Rider G. シェードの逆襲 G の帰還
9 months later at Hippopare, Shuma is writing in his diary about the things he did, worrying about something. He tells Sakika and Mon that he'll be outside getting some fresh air. Outside of the store, Shuma remembers about his mother, Michiru Inoue, who has been turned into a human press and killed by the Stomach family, and worries if there's someone who lost the people they cherished like him. Unexpectedly, an aurora curtain appears as it takes Shuma to Ikebukuro Tashima City in Tokyo. Not realizing that he's above the ground, Shuma falls and lands onto Houtaro Kano's, who he recognizes him. However, they're not the only ones, as Ace Yukayo walks up to them. Just as the three meet and wonder how they end up in Ikebukuro, a group of black-suited armed soldiers confront and target the three riders, as Ace transforms into Kamen Rider Geats, Magnum form, to shoot them down. Houtaro transforms into Kamen Rider Gotchard, Steam Hopper, to aid Geats. Amazed upon this, Shuma transforms into Kamen Rider Gavv and aids the two riders in the fight. When more soldiers show up, Gavv asks the two if they got boost to help them defeat the soldiers, to which Geats says he does, as he uses the boost raise buckle to transform into his Magnum boost form. Gotchard tells Gavv to use the Kuga Gotchitsu that he got from Kamen Rider Legend. Gavv uses it to transform into his Kuga form, and attacks the soldiers with 2000 skill power. As the three manage to defeat the soldiers, with Gavv returning in his Poppin' Gummy form, Kamen Rider Solomon arrives to defeat them, stating that all riders shall be executed under Supreme Shade's orders. Luckily, Goro arrives to stop him as he transforms into Kamen Rider G, making the G riders amazed and helping him. After getting defeated by G's swirling rider kick but still transformed, Solomon tells G that he still has 2 days left until his wife and son get killed by Shade unless he surrenders, which G refuses and explains he will find a way to save them, whatever the cost. Solomon retreats after telling him that the next day he arrives at their base, he will soon regret it. The 4 G riders de-transform and interact with each other, as Goro recognizes the three from a TV series, which confuses them, with Ace stating that they're in the real world. Kamen Riders Ghost and Game arrive and informed Goro that they got most of the resistances and the homeless to safety as they transform into Takeru Tenkuji and Kautakazuraba. After some conversation, Goro takes the 5G riders to a secret diner where he works during the attack, and where all the homeless are living, as he tells the riders about Shade's story, who are an anti-terrorist group before getting disbanded after its human experiments were publicly revealed, resulting the leader, Aizen Tokugawa, getting arrested. As a result, the remaining soldiers of Shade broke into the building of TV Asahi and demanded their leader to be released. When asked about this by Shuma, Goro reveals that he was also a member of Shade on the operation, which horrifies the Reiwa-G riders. However, Goro got his memories back when his girlfriend, Iri Hanada, was involved in the attack, resulting in his betrayal to Shade. He becomes Kamen Rider G to take them down. However, the war isn't over, as the organization vows to make their return and free Aizen. In 2014, Goro and Iri got married and gave birth to a son on December 13th. Everything is at peace with no Shade attacks for over 15 years, until they come back and raid TV Asahi again on February 1st, 2024, where Iri and her son were involved. Noticing this at work via call from Iri, Goro rushes to TV Asahi to stop Shade, but is confronted and knocked out by Shade's soldiers with new technology. Waking up, Goro finds out from a broadcast of Aizen, who has been freed from prison thanks to Shade and renamed it to Supreme Shade, that they captured most people of Japan to become soldiers and took over TV Asahi as their new base. Goro was horrified to find out that his wife and son were also captured, but Shade will release them if Goro surrenders until November 3rd. Wanting to save them, Goro gets encountered by a gorgeous gentleman, which Hotaru finds out to be Ho Kaguya Quartz, as he summons Kenta and Takeru for Goro to recruit and become the first members of the G-Riders. Kaguya also states that if the situation starts to get tough, then he will summon Shuma, Houtaro, and Ace from their worlds to help Goro. Finding out the reason why the Aurora Curtain appears to take him and the two previous riders to the real world, Shuma feels ashamed after finding out that the soldiers he and his predecessors were fighting are actually human, and worries that if this continues, most of the brainwashed innocents will get killed by the Kamen Riders, and doesn't want to do that because everyone in this world thinks the riders as monsters. Goro and the 4G riders encourage Shuma to not worry and don't lose hope, telling him that the soldiers they defeated are unconscious and would wake up soon with their memories back. Thanking them, Shuma swears to Goro that they will find a way to save his wife and son from Supreme Shade's grasp together. As he and the 5G riders join hands, Goro explains they will set off to Shade's base tomorrow morning, before Shuma collapses in hunger. Meanwhile at TV Asahi is Supreme Shade's new base. Kamen Rider Solomon approaches the command room, detransforms and informs C. Eisen about the G-Rider's upcoming attack via the small record device that he implanted inside Shuma's pocket without noticing. C. Eisen states that everything is going according to plan, because it shows the appearance of 4 men holding the transformation belts and gimmicks. Back at Hippopair by night, Sakika closes the store, before thinking that Shuma might be camping outside due to something that bothers him. However, the next day, Sakika finds out that Shuma wasn't camping and isn't inside of Hippopair, including phone calls rejected, as she begins her search around Japan to find him.
次回、その日が来た。出動せよ、G ライバー。お楽しみに。